question is, can you discuss fear of being yourself creatively for the world to see? Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing. Who are you doing it for? Right? You have to ask yourself this, and I coach people on this shit all the time. I dealt with it myself for many years. Who are you making shit for? Right? Well, some people are like, I make music for the people. No, you don't. You make music because it's inside of you, and it's an expression of yourself. So at the end of the day, you create for you. And if that's the case, the only permission and the only acceptance you need, because let's face it, the fear that you're feeling is a fear of rejection. What if it's not good enough? No, the only person who needs to accept what it is that you create is you. That's it. Now, when you start this journey of creating and putting shit out there, it's going to be terrifying because guess what? You're going to suck. There's no way around it. You're going to suck at it. And that's okay. So let me tell you a quick story. Hopefully this is encouraging and doesn't come off as me tooting my own horn. But, so I'm a painter as well. I'm a musician, I'm a painter, I'm a photographer, I'm a fashion designer, I'm a graphic designer. I am all kinds of shit, right? And I do these things on a professional level. Now, with that said, maybe that's a little tooting of the horn. But just to give you context, before I became a professional painter or in a fine artist, I had to start somewhere. And so here's my journey in that. I had already built so much of my career as a photographer and graphic artist. And then I was kind of helping people with their branding and all this kind of shit. But people knew me as the photographer, graphic designer guy. I wasn't getting any work around this time. This was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, 10 years ago. Maybe more than that, 10, 11 years ago. And I was about to lose my apartment in Hollywood. I had this 10 by 10 square foot apartment, or 100 square foot apartment. And I was new to LA and I had no real work, and I was struggling. And I had bought some canvases at like Ross or something, like a pack of 5 canvases or some shit, and some paintbrushes and some paint, because I had always wanted to paint. And I wrote it in my journal when I was 18 years old that I wanted to paint and have it like, I wanted to sell my paintings and have them up in a gallery and stuff like that. And it's funny because I never had myself up in a gallery necessarily. I mean, I have, but not like I thought. And yet I have still sold paintings more expensive and made more money selling paintings outside of a gallery than I did as if they were in one. So anyway, I digress. I say all that to say your reality will exceed your expectations if you just go with the flow. So I had these canvases and had never painted before. I was about to get evicted from my apartment and I had no money. So I was like, fuck it, what do I got to lose? Like, I can't do shit, so I'm going to just learn how to paint right now. So I opened some YouTube videos. I went and got my canvases out of my closet, all my painting supplies, and I had this foldable table. Like I said, my apartment was 100 square feet, so it was like a 10 by 10 box. I got my foldable table, put it out, put my canvas on it, And then I don't know where. Oh, I had my desk and I put my paints and whatever. Got it. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos and just fucking started painting some shit. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, fuck it, whatever. I probably did like 3 or more paintings that night. Anyway, I go to post it on Instagram and I'm like, oh no. And this is where the fear kicks in. Oh no. I can't post this. People are gonna think that, oh, here goes Darren doing another thing. Here goes Darren. First he's a photographer, a graphic designer, then he's a photographer, and now he's a painter all of a sudden. And I'm like, yeah, they're probably gonna think that I don't know what I am. And the truth was, I didn't know. I didn't know what I was. I was figuring it out. So I became a bunch of shit. And this time I was becoming a painter. And so I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to post it. Fuck it. If people talk shit, whatever, they talk shit. But what if they don't talk shit? What if they actually like it? Who am I doing this for? I was like, fuck it. I like it. Fuck it. I'm going to paint it. And then I just like posted and I was like, I think I wrote in the caption, like, I tried a new thing, or I'm trying a new thing, or some shit like that. I guess I'm a painter now, or some shit like that. That week, I sold over $1,000 in paintings with no prior experience as a painter. Then I started doing murals, like the canvas you see back there. You can't quite see it. Is one of my paintings. I have other shit that my style evolved into a more minimalistic like type. I don't know if you can see it here, but you probably can't see it, but it's behind that ring light. These like clever sayings, these words or whatever. But before that, it was like abstract. I'd show you. You can actually see it here on top of my cabinets. Not you guys on Instagram, but anyway, all of that to say, was I scared? Absolutely. What got me through that fear was asking myself, who am I doing this for? What do I want? And in that, I moved in the direction that I wanted to move, trusting my gut, trusting, taking a risk, and just seeing what happens. So instead of moving from a place of fear and control and anxiety and overthinking, I encourage you, move from a place of curiosity. Let's just see what happens. Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. Cool. If you like it, add a little bit of curiosity to it. See if other people like it. And if they don't, you know what? It doesn't matter. You didn't do it for them. Because it's different if somebody's like, hey, can you paint me this mural? And you're like, yeah, sure. You go paint it. And then they're like, what the fuck is this trash? You know what I mean? You're like, but it's what you asked me for. But if you're creating your own expression for nobody but yourself, you have nothing to fear and everything to gain. So move with curiosity and just see what happens. And you will begin to trust yourself more. You will begin to see that all the fears that you had trying to express yourself creatively will begin to dissolve, and you'll become super confident. And you'll stop holding yourself back by fearing what other people might think, and you'll start propelling yourself forward by trusting what you think and being excited about the curiosity and the risk that comes along with that. And that's it. Because at the end of the day, you do it for you. And how the world interprets it is totally up to them.